Hi, in today's video, I thought I'd be a bit seasonal since it's really starting to feel like winter now and discuss some of my creative layering tips for you. 3 tips: tops, dresses, and jackets, and give you techniques that can make outfits feel individual but still keep you cozy and warm. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Let's start at the top with tops. Tops with long sleeves can be worn under pretty much anything and don't need to be hidden. You can make them purposeful. Take for instance what I've got on today. This is just like a little roll neck from H&M. I've made it kind of almost the star piece of what I'm wearing today. And I really like how I've kind of got it with some plain fabrics of different colors here. So I would say show it off, work it into the outfit. Don't be embarrassed of that heat tech that you've got from Uniqlo. They come in all sorts of different colors and thicknesses and can be a really good addition to an outfit. So I definitely recommend getting some really good undertops. You can choose a color of an undertop that maybe it's monochrome, maybe it's a whole outfit in the same color. So for instance, maybe you've got a green polo neck and then you've got a green shirt and a green jumper and a green pair of trousers and a green pair of boots, and then you're this one long line of color which is going to make you look really tall and also just really stand out. It doesn't all have to be exactly the same color, but it could be kind of all different shades of green. That would look really cool. Or you can kind of take, maybe you've got a jumper over the top and the jumper's got like a floral print and the floral print is like blues and greens. It could be that you've got like a blue polo neck underneath and that blue polo neck goes with the print of your jumper, for instance. So you can make it almost look like they were meant to be together, you know? You can make it look like you bought them that way, but you haven't. You're just a clever stylist, or you've learnt from a clever stylist. You can also wear a short sleeved shirt or top over a long sleeve top. It gives you this kind of like 90s grunge feeling and it's really cool. No need to put away that Hawaiian shirt that you love in the summer. I would say a lot of clothes don't have to be put away at the end of the season. You can find new and interesting ways to work them into your winter wardrobe. The Hawaiian shirt, for instance, could be worn under a really nice warm jumper that isn't too thick and can take that shirt over the top, maybe some buttons done up or maybe all buttons done up, and then you'll have this really interesting like short sleeve and then long sleeve, and again that play of fabrics, whether that Hawaiian shirt is like orange and has like kind of yellows and oranges and then you pick a green to contrast with it, or maybe you pick more in that palette to kind of add to it and make it look like really intentional. It can be really interesting that way. Have a real play with fabrics and textures. See-through items over other pieces can be really cool. It looks like you've almost created a new fabric. So you have like a lacy, meshy t-shirt. You can pop it over that jumper or a long sleeve top, and then you've got like, say the lace is like a black lace and then the top underneath is blue, and then you prop them together and it looks really cool, like you've made this whole new fabric. I said this before, but a white shirt is a really classic piece that currently all the cool kids are playing with as a layering item. You can wear it in so many ways, not just like with a tie or a suit. It's really flexible and there's so much you can do with it. You can have it open and over the top of a jumper. It doesn't have to be an underpiece. It doesn't have to be that collar poking out. You can have it under a dress. You could have it under a corset or under like a bra on top, which, you know, all the cool kids are doing right now. If you want a kind of cool, trendy tip, there are so many possibilities other than the kind of ways that maybe you're used to seeing, and how you pair it and what you do with it is what's going to make it your own. Okay, let's talk dresses. Anyone not interested in dresses right now, then you can skip to a later part or the beginning bit. But I think dresses are such a good and valuable piece to own in your wardrobe because they're so versatile and there's so many possibilities of how you can wear them, whatever the season, you know, they're so flexible. Like the Hawaiian shirt, your favorite summer dress doesn't have to be put away at the end of the season just because it's gotten a little chilly outside. You can pop a jumper over the top of that dress, like your favorite turtleneck jumper, your chunky knit, whatever jumper you've got, and it will create the illusion that you're wearing a skirt, but then you're nice and warm and you're nice and comfortable. I personally just always feel really comfortable in a dress because it's just like glosses over everything. There's no waistband or any of that. And then if you stick a jumper over the top, then you've still got that effect of, okay, here's my waist where the jumper ends. So it's a really nice thing to do. And if you still get cold, you can have an undertop underneath that, and maybe no one will see it, or maybe you'll take off the jumper and it's like, ah, there it is. Say you've got a dress that's got like spaghetti straps or something like that. It can be really nice to have that long sleeve top or shirt underneath it, and it doesn't have to stop there. Then you can pop a jumper or a cardigan over the top of it. Say you've got a short sleeved dress, that doesn't mean that you can't put under top underneath, and as I said earlier, make it really intentional and really part of it. I think a lot of people just don't realize that they can layer up and put things underneath things, and it can look really great, and it can transform whatever you have that you might have put away and now you can wear it. As well as putting tops underneath your dresses, also for your chilly legs, it doesn't mean that you need to have a bare leg in the winter just so that you can wear your dress. Now, everyone talks about tights, but that's something that I personally find really restrictive on my stomach. I feel like a sausage in them and I don't like wearing them. So there's so many other different things that you can explore. Last year on the catwalk, the knee-high sock was really, it was everywhere. I kept seeing it, like in Chanel, for example, there were so many like thick knee-high socks. And yeah, you can have them on show with like a shorter dress, but you can also have them hidden underneath your longer dress, so you'll be really nice and warm. And yeah, you've got like another sock, and it means that it doesn't go all the way up and hug you on the tummy. But if you've got a bit of a cold bum, then you can pop a little short underneath, and then you'll be nice and warm, and no one will know that you've got a short underneath. So what? Why not wear a trouser underneath that dress? It's a trend that I'm definitely noticing on the spring summer 2023 catwalks. You might have watched that video where I discussed it a little bit. I keep seeing trousers underneath dresses, and again, really intentional as well. Say you have a dress that's got buttons all the way down it, you can open up some of those buttons, and then you've almost given yourself like a cape like effect. And then the trouser is still really on show. Like, say you want to show off the front of that trouser, it's not going to be hidden, but then you've also got that nice dress over the top, and you can still enjoy all the fun that comes from it and the lovely hem. We used to do this a lot in the noughties, putting dresses over trousers, and I think especially with the noughties revival, we're going to see more and more people doing it because it's just such a clever thing to do. If you're not a big fan of tights, maybe you're someone that always puts your finger in and gives it a ladder, you definitely won't have that if you stick a pair of trousers underneath your dress. And it means a lot of those dresses don't have to dye when the season ends because you'll just be still so toasty and warm. It can be really nice to have a short dress with a long pair of trousers underneath it. It can create a really nice silhouette that's really interesting and really your own, whether you're putting a jean underneath it, a flared jean, a straight jean, whatever leg works for you. Again, it's one of those things where it's all very well and good for me to suggest it, but it's something so personal that you're going to have to get in front of that mirror and see what works, see what looks good and what looks silly, and how you feel comfortable with the combination. A bit like the undertop thing. Do you want to match up your colors? Do you want to contrast them purposefully? Do you want to have a whole outfit in one color? What works for you? With a jean, it probably goes with most things, so it can be a really good option. Another thing that I saw on the catwalks for next year, which I just thought was like mind blowing and really inspiring, was putting a dress over another dress. This can be really good if you have a dress that's a thinner fabric and you still want to wear it and you still want to love it. Maybe you pop your thin summer dress over your thicker winter dress if it works together, and then you've still got it, you've still got life in it. Again, like I was talking about the lacy textures and the see-throughs, you can pop them over as a lighter layer over another dress, and then you've got that kind of whole new texture that you've created. It could also be really good if they're two different hemlines. Say you've got a dress that's a bit short and you don't want to pop a pair of jeans underneath, fair enough. Maybe you've got a longer dress so your legs are nice and warm and toasty, and then you've got the two layers working there. It can look really intentional and really cool. say your dress is like quite frilly, you can just keep adding more frills with another frilly dress underneath. You could have like a plain dress and then you've got like a pleated one underneath, and you've added this whole extra dimension and just created a new dress without having to actually sew, which is really cool. In that respect, you can do the same thing with a skirt. You can put a skirt under a shorter dress, and then you've created a whole new interesting long hem, like the pleated skirt, for instance. There are just so many possibilities if you allot yourself a little bit of time, stick on some music, make a nice hot drink, and just keep trying new things. Hopefully, from this video, you feel inspired to go, okay, you know what, I'm going to do something a little bit weird, and it could look weird and you might have a laugh about it, or you might have unlocked something really cool that you then take out and everyone's like, oh, that's a nice dress, and you're like, ha, it's two dresses. So it would just make it really unique and your own. If, like me, you're a bit short on cash, it can be a way of almost getting new clothes by putting together unexpected combinations that maybe have taken something that you could have given away, and you're like, oh, I've got a bit of new life in it now because I've got this combination. And maybe that piece has got a bit of holes or something's wrong with it, but then you've made it an underpiece and it's still got life in it now because you've found a way to make it work without having to sew up that hole if you're not good at doing that. All right, third and final one, coats and jackets, or rather double jackets is what I want to discuss today because it's something really cool that I only came to think about recently, and I really want to share it with you because it's been a massive game changer for how I style myself in the winter season. As a petite person, 4'10", I know I don't look it in YouTube. I maybe look tall to some of you guys. I don't know. Anyway, as a petite person, I really struggle with jackets. Somehow, like the puffy ones, for instance, always make me look like a tiny little head coming out of a big puffy jacket. I always look ridiculous. I try and buy kids' ones and they clearly look like kids' jackets. I wear long coats and I look like I'm swamped by a massive long coat. So I find that jackets always look better on me than coats, which can be very difficult when it's cold at winter time. So I stumbled upon wearing two jackets at once. This way, by doubling up, I've got the warmth of wearing a coat because I've added two layers. Now, this is a little bit of an art to perfect which jackets work with each other. And like I'm going to keep saying in this video, a lot of it is trial and error, being stood in front of that mirror and saying, okay, these two work together and maybe these ones don't so much. The main secret, I think, with jackets is which jacket allows itself to be over the other jacket. Sounds a bit weird, I know. But some jackets, like a fluffy jacket, for example, if you have a really lovely, furry, fluffy jacket, that jacket isn't going to want to go inside another jacket. That one's going to want to be the star. It's going to want to be over the top because it's thicker. So usually a jacket that's got more to it is going to want to go over a thinner jacket. That's how it usually goes by a rule of thumb. Like I was saying earlier, it can be really nice to make it look intentional in the sense that maybe they're two similar fabric jackets that look like they've become one. Maybe they're contrasting and that contrast is cool. So maybe one of them is a leopard print, for example. I love leopard print. So it's got that kind of beige undertone and the black on the top, which means that maybe your fluffy leopard print jacket goes over the top of a jacket that's black, whether that's a black denim jacket or whether that's a black leather jacket. Like with the undertops, you want to have a kind of intention. So you're also thinking, when you're putting a jacket over another jacket, what color is going to pop out of the jacket over the top? Almost like with here, I've gone, what color is going to pop out from this jumper? You want to make that something that looks really cool and adds to the other jacket. So maybe you've got a jacket that's thinner and it's like purple, and you have that poking out of a black jacket, for instance, and it looks like that black jacket now has a really cool purple collar. So again, it's really seeing which two work with each other. You might pop out that collar and you might say, great, that's an amazing addition. Maybe it's big enough that you can't see the original collar, which is great, it looks intentional. Maybe it's a little bit too thin. The other collar is still there, so maybe that doesn't work so much for you. I'll talk about this more in the future, but there are a few jackets that I think that everybody should own because they're really classic and they're really good layering pieces. Denim, for instance, I think everyone should own a denim jacket. They're really great to have. Now, they do sound a bit thin for the winter, but they're really good under jackets. So you can have that little denim collar poking out, and it's thin enough that it will take whatever you put on the top. So you kind of want to have a look at the hem. Maybe the denim jacket is a bit shorter, maybe it's a bit longer, but the denim jacket is a really good one to own in whatever flavor of denim you like. A dark blue, a light blue, a black, a colored denim. They're all really useful to have, and I think everyone should own them because they're just such classic pieces. I personally love a biker jacket. My style is a little bit alternative, so I am going to naturally think about it, but I think they're really great pieces for people to own. Something about them feels really smart. I know they have those kind of edgy connotations and edgy roots, but I think if you have a biker jacket on, you're going to look really slick and quite sexy, and they're quite nice to wear. If you want to feel dressed up, you're going to feel more dressed up in a biker jacket over your nice outfit than if you've got a puff over your nice outfit. Say you're going to like a New Year's party or something, you're going to feel like you've turned up to that New Year's party if you're in a biker jacket, and it's going to go with what's underneath it, which might be like a snazzy velvet or whatever kind of sparkly item that you've got on, as opposed to, say, you're wearing like your lovely pearly dress and then you've gone and stuck a raincoat on the top, for instance. Also, what I love about the biker jacket, they have those really big lapels, and when you wear them as the under jacket, I mean, they're thin enough to do that always anyway. When you wear them as the thin under jacket and you pop that lapel on, that lapel becomes the star, and it basically makes whatever jacket you've got over the top, therefore, a biker jacket. It's really powerful. Like, biker jackets make everything else biker jackets by being a biker jacket, if that makes sense. I would say fluffy jackets are really nice for everyone to own. You don't need to look like you own a club in a massive fur coat, but I think a little bit of texture and a bit of warmth is great for everyone. And you can get fluffy jackets in all sorts of colors. You can get them in all sorts of thicknesses as well. They can be really big and hairy, or they can just be like a slight kind of borg. Maybe it's just a fluffy collar, but they're just really lovely pieces to own. As I said before, they're pretty much always the over jacket if you want a double jacket. Play with what can you put underneath and what collars will pop out and be shown over your little fluff. Another great jacket for everyone to own is some kind of smart jacket, like a wool coat, for instance. Like I said earlier, you don't want your jacket to be ruining your whole look. I know you're going to go to the party and you're going to take off your jacket, but you're still going to turn up and make that first impression by being in it, so you want it to go with your entire outfit. You can kind of grunge up a smart jacket as well if you're someone that, yeah, you like to be smart, but you can't fully be smart. It doesn't feel like you're expressing yourself. You can have your biker jacket underneath it. You can have your denim and it will kind of grunge it down, but it won't ruin it, for instance. It's still smart and it can look really intentional. Another little tip that I discovered a few years ago when I was wearing a biker jacket, I noticed that one of my really thick cardigans wasn't going underneath the jacket because it was so tight. I still wanted to wear that cardigan because when I took off the biker jacket, I wanted to be in my nice warm cardigan, right? And I was going to spend all day in that warm cardigan. So how can I still wear it if I can't get a jacket over the top? So I put the cardigan over my jacket. And not only did it make the jacket warmer, but it meant that I can still wear that cardigan that I wanted to wear all day long. And it made the biker jacket look really interesting. It was kind of grungy and an unexpected combination. And I don't feel like I've seen that many people put cardigans over jackets, but I would really recommend it. It's a great way of still wearing that humongous cardigan that you want to wear and your jacket and showing it off, because a lot of the time the cardigan looks really cool and interesting and patterned and it can be hidden underneath your jacket. So why not let it be the star? A lot of cardigans are thick enough to just be a jacket. You see them like named coatigans and stuff like that. So definitely think about if your cardigan is thick enough and you've got enough layers underneath in your outfit, then think about having the cardigan actually be the coat. Say you've got a cardigan and then you've got a polo and then you've got a shirt and then you've got another jumper and you've got a cardigan. Be careful not to look like you're Joey from Friends wearing all your clothes, but cleverly put together, like with different thicknesses and different patterns and really intentional and really styled, you could look amazing and really unique as well. I always recommend stepping outside. You could feel a little bit silly doing it, but I think especially in the winter, it's a really good judge of, okay, does this combination actually keep me warm, however good it is? And then that can be your decipher, oh, maybe my over jacket needs to be a little bit thicker, or maybe I need a few more layers underneath, maybe I need a scarf, maybe I need a hat, maybe I need a heat tech instead of just a regular top. Those kind of things, it can really help. I know sometimes it can make things a little bit longer in the morning, so it can be a bit tricky. But once you've kind of discovered what works, then you'll know all the next times that you want to wear this outfit at this kind of weather. Like these two jackets work when it's this degree, or these two jackets work for this kind of occasion. And when you found a two jacket combo that really work together, sometimes they live on the same coat hanger because you know they work and they've almost morphed into a new jacket that you take out every winter. Yeah, so that's all three kind of main tips that I have. I hope you found it inspirational and I hope that makes you want to rethink your winter layering a little bit and not tuck away all of those summer clothes that you still love. I love teaching people the possibilities that clothes have because I think they have so many possibilities, and I'm still discovering ways in my own wardrobe that I can take clothes and do new things with them, and I would love to help you guys do the same. I hope that you can do that through this video. If not, and you feel like you need a little bit of help and you like how I make weird combinations and you want to see how I can find what works for you and your wardrobe and your style and your shape and your colors and really understand you, then you can book a free discovery call with me, just 30 minutes, where we have a chat. You tell me all about yourself and we can work something out and see what will suit you. If you're not in the UK, that is not a problem. I do my wardrobe edits online like this, a little bit like you're getting a YouTube video, but it's like live and it's for you. So if you're interested in that, then just let me know. The links are in the description bit of the video of how you can get in contact with me and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, more to come. I'm really appreciating all your ideas in the comments, and I just want to do them all. And I am noting everything and taking it all into account. So thank you so much. That's it for today. So thank you very much. Goodbye.